Hello, welcome to our update on Cameroon's presidential election, and we shall give you the breaking news as far as Cameroon's presidential election is concerned. Vote counting is on the way and the tallying is on the way. We are day 2 of Cameroon's vote counting exercise, and we shall also be talking about the situation of the country Cameroon as far as day 2 of the vote counting exercise is concerned. Several breaking news coming from Cameroon, and we shall also take you to the United States of America, where the wife of a popular American hip-hop artist, Akon, actually sued for divorce, got what she wanted, but at the end she was shocked to see that Akon is not as wealthy as she thought after seeking divorce settlement for over $100 million, only to find out that Akon is worth just $10,000 in his bank account, and the properties under him belongs to his mother. We shall also take you to Madagascar, where we shall bring to you the happening in Madagascar, where the deposed president, good evening, Tatin Joaquin, where the deposed president of Madagascar, André Rajolina, who was removed and flown to France, attempted to dissolve the country's parliament today in his hideout, but it did not succeed. We shall also give you the update on Russia-Ukraine conflict and also what is happening in Kenya. At the moment, the tension which is happening in Kenya following the situation where opposition parties are trying to build up for 2027 presidential election. But it sounds as though the election is tomorrow or on this December, based on the way they are actually going about it. And also, we shall be taking you to Tanzania, where the president of Tanzania, Mama Suluhu, the president of Tanzania, is under fire as he had actually removed his main opposition. The main opposition of Tanzania was removed from the ballot, and it is almost like she's running unchallenged. All those of you watching us, just joining in, thank you for joining. If you are watching us on TikTok or from TikTok, we want to thank you very much for joining. If you are watching us on Facebook, we want to thank you very much for joining. We take you straight away to Cameroon's presidential election. A lot of breaking news is coming from Cameroon. I'll start with one of the presidential candidates. One of the presidential candidates in Cameroon's election, Serge Espoir Matumba, went to his polling unit to cast his ballot. When he went there with 10 individuals, as he went there with 10 individuals of his party, top members of his party, he casted his ballot. During the vote counting exercise, they counted the vote and he had just one vote. That is, a presidential candidate go to the pool to cast his ballot with members of his party. As he went to the pool to cast his ballot, after casting his ballot, when the ballot was about to be counted, they counted the ballot, they realized that his party scored just one vote. It is not an issue of voter fraud, but the ballots were counted before everybody. This year, in Cameroon's presidential election, I must say that at the level of the polling station, there was, in fact, serenity and certain level of transparency to some extent in some polling stations, despite the fact that there were some irregularities recorded in some other polling stations as far as Cameroon's presidential election is concerned. For those of you who are not Cameroonian, for context, Cameroonians went to the pool to cast their ballot for their choice president on Sunday, and that was on the 12th of October 2025. When they casted their ballot, it is, according to the constitution, they have 2 weeks for results to be compiled, maximum 2 weeks, which means that within the time of the ballot, the time when the ballots were actually casted, they are given 2 weeks maximum to actually release the result. Now, what is making news in Cameroon is that the main opposition leader for this election, who happens to be Issa Chiroma Bakari, Frankie Brown, hello, Issa Chiroma Bakari, actually came out in a video. Nobody knows where he is at the moment. Came out in a video and said, and I quote, that the will of the people should be respected, that the people have made their choice, and that the people will should be respected, and that the respective institutions or government institutions should accept the will of the people. And there have been several political parties that have actually lent their voice to Issa Chiroma Bakari. But Issa Chiroma Bakari outing actually brought out Molinex, which is the Minister of Territorial Administration for Cameroon. The Minister of Territorial Administration for Cameroon was very angry with the declaration made by Issa Chiroma Bakari. For context, and for those of you who actually did not know the reality of Issa Chiroma Bakari's statement, Issa Chiroma Bakari's statement was clear. He did not outrightly say that I, Issa Chiroma Bakari, I have won the election. Go and listen to that video again. Issa Chiroma Bakari spoke in an African way. He said the will of the people have decided, and the will of the people should prevail, and the people voted for change. But from the press conference that Cameroon's minister, how many candidates won where they voted? But the press conference where Issa Chiroma, Minister Paul Atanganji granted, he actually made it clear that Issa Chiroma has declared that he's actually the winner. And we will urge you to go and look at that press conference, that Issa Chiroma Bakari's video again. Because I've taken my time, I've watched the video of Minister Issa Chiroma Bakari. Now, there have been several outings within the same government. The CPDM party, whose candidate, Paul Biya, who is 92 years, seeking re-election, actually has come out condemning Issa Chiroma Bakari, saying that Issa Chiroma Bakari ought not to have declared himself the winner. However, Minister Paul Atanganji, Cameroon Minister of Territorial Administration, good evening, Mukong Kletus Akenji, good evening, Akintayo Laren, good evening to Foji. Now, according to Minat says that they will make sure that Issa Chiroma Bakari pay for trying to destabilize the process. Minister Paul Atanganji also accused Issa Chiroma Bakari, the leading opposition leader, of colluding with foreign entities, occultic entities, I'm more precise, foreign occultic entities to destabilize Cameroon and to plunge Cameroon into darkness, into chaos. He further elaborated that the election process must be respected and will have to follow to the end. According to Cameroon Minister of Territorial Administration, he said that the aspect of saying that so and so person has won the election is unconstitutional, that only the Constitutional Council has the power to actually declare who has won officially. I repeat, officially. It states that it is the Constitutional Council that has the power to declare the election. Thank you very much, Masumbe Louis. Thank you very much, Diplomat. The Electoral Code did not stop a candidate or a political party from having their result. The Minister of Territorial Administration is constrained by the law that states that it is the Constitutional Council that has to release official result. On the other hand, the opposition parties are arguing that there is Electoral Code gives a provision for each party to publish 10 of their result. When we talk about 10 of their result, we are talking about the different polling units and polling stations. That is constitutional. But whatever they publish is not considered as official result. What they publish, what opposition parties will publish, cannot be quantified as official result according to the Constitution. But this does not mean that what they publish is not what represents the will of the people. And the Minister of Territorial Administration has now further come out that to say that this candidate, Issa Chiroma Bakari, has actually colluded or is working with foreign entity and national entity who are trying to destabilize Cameroon. And the government will assume its responsibility. Now, let us also be clear. There have been another outing of other ministers who have come out condemning Issa Chiroma Bakari. But the truth here is that there have also been some other parties, other political parties that have come out to congratulate Issa Chiroma Bakari. Issa Chiroma Bakari is a former government minister. He came into government in the 90s where he was a transport minister. From transport minister, he moved now, he was demoted to the communication minister. The communication minister was now promoted to the Minister of Employment and Vocational Training. Just to note that Issa Chiroma Bakari is not a stranger when it comes to jail. During the 6th of April 1984 coup d'etat, attempted coup d'etat that occurred in Cameroon, where there was an attempt to remove President Paul Biya on 6th of April 1984, Minister Issa Chiroma Bakari at the time was arrested among those who were suspected to have orchestrated the military coup. He went to prison. He was sent to prison where he spent 6 years in prison. 6 years in prison in Yoko prison. And it is in prison that Mr. Issa Chiroma Bakari says that he learned how to speak English, how to read, write, and also to speak English. That the English that you people hear him, he usually talk about that, ladies and gentlemen, or members of the press, all the English that you have heard him, he says that the English that you heard him talk, whenever you hear him speak English, he learned it from Yoko prison. That was the time that it took to learn English. Now, from that time, he spent 6 years. He was never sentenced as far as the sentence was concerned. But his treatment in prison raised a lot of suspicion, as many till now say that he was not well treated in prison, and those sources closer to Minister Chiroma says that he was not well treated in prison. And that could it be? Some of them are now attributing Minister Issa Chiroma Bakari challenging President Paul Biya, thank you very much, Destiny, challenging President Paul Biya as a revenge of what was done to him in Yoko in prison. Many are attributing it to that Issa Chiroma probably was looking for the best way to revenge the fact that he was poorly treated in prison, and that is why he actually had to run against President Paul Biya. It took time to build the momentum, it took time to understand the system, and now he has not taken time to strike the system. Thank you very much, T Desmond. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, T Destiny. Thank you very much. So, in context now, from what you have gotten from Minister Issa Chiroma Bakari, Minister Issa Chiroma Bakari was also a member of Bello Buba's party, known as the NUDP party. Now, he was also a member of the Bello Buba's party. After being a member of Bello Buba's party, thank you very much, Don. Don't conclude. He was also a member of Bello Buba's party in the 90s. Now, according to information that we gathered, is that when the time of appointment, Plumberman, thank you very much. When the time for appointment came, when NUDP had an agreement with the ruling party, that NUDP under Bello Buba, whom at the time, because when the coup d'etat occurred, Bello Buba fled to Nigeria. Bello Buba was once Biya's prime minister. Bello Buba fled to Nigeria, and he came back finally. And when he came back from Nigeria, there was a moment of reconciliation. There was a moment of reconciliation where Bello Buba now decided to reconcile with the government, and at that time, Bello Buba had to accumulate a list of ministers that are supposed to be appointed. Issa Chiroma was part of his meeting. Was his member of his party at the time, a very strong member of NUDP or UNDP party at the time. Now, according to what we gathered, is that Issa Chiroma, when President Paul Biya at the moment asked for a list of ministers to be appointed, that Bello Buba's party, since they were in an alliance with President Paul Biya to give list of ministers, that Bello Buba did not actually give the name of Issa Chiroma. And that it was later on that Chiroma found out from a close source that Bello Buba did not give his name. The argument that we were told that Bello Buba gave was that he wanted to mix the list between Christians and Muslims, such that his list should have both the Christian and the Muslim. But Issa Chiroma did not see this funny, and Issa Chiroma saw it as a betrayal, that he cannot be an active member of Bello Buba's party, and at the end of the day, Bello Buba did not actually put his name on the list of ministers that were to be appointed by President Paul Biya at the time in the early 90s. Or please, those of you in TikTok, I'll bring you up. Since I'm simultaneously going on Facebook, let me just round up. That those of you Issa Chiroma's name was not actually on the list of ministers. So Issa Chiroma felt betrayed. Thank you very much for my gift. I really appreciate it. Oh, Destiny, God bless you. Those of you watching us from TikTok. If you are watching us on Facebook, you want to support us, please. We'll be happy. Our Momo number, Junior, thank you very much. I'll add you guys later. Thank you very much. If you want to support me. And also, I can leave the Momo number on the Facebook. Those of you, TikTok, thank you for your gifts. So, Bello Buba did not put the name of Issa Chiruma on the list. So when Issa Chiruma realized, after somebody tipped him off, he was angry. And somebody took Issa Chiruma and went and met Pa Achidi Acho at the time, because at the time, Pa Achidi Acho was the prime minister at the time. In the 90s, he was the prime minister at the time. So it seems as he knew about the list, and he had someone that President Pobia could easily listen to. So when he met Pa Achidi Acho, he explained his problem, that he is in Bello Buba's party. He's surprised that his name is not on the list, and he has been actively working with Bello Buba. And at the end, Bello Buba did not include his name. So after Minister Issa Chiruma left Bello Buba's party, he went him back. According to how we were told, he went him back. Then the appointment came. President Pobia officially did the appointment, and Bello Buba himself now was surprised that how come Issa Chiruma was appointed a minister, whereas he did not submit Issa Chiruma's name on the list. And so Issa Chiruma felt betrayed by Bello Buba, and Bello Buba also felt that Issa Chiruma went behind his back to make a secret deal. And that was where the marriage between Issa Chiruma and Bello Buba collapsed in the 90s. And that's why you see these two persons refused outrightly to do a coalition, and there was no way that these two persons could ever come and do a coalition. That was why they could never, because Bello Buba, Issa Chiruma in the 90s felt that Bello Buba betrayed him. Bello Buba betrayed him, and Bello Buba also felt that Issa Chiruma went behind his back. So Issa Chiruma left Bello Buba's party. Please give me your number, please. I enjoy your okay. The number is 676-431384. My mobile number is 676-676-431384. So it is my name, Ta. So that is why you see that Issa Chiruma and Bello Buba will never come to a coalition. Now, let me fast forward. I took out time today to actually explain you the history of Cameroon. Because if you don't understand the history of the 90s, because what we are witnessing now is as a result of the growth of the 90s. Because if you don't understand the growth of the 90s, you don't understand how these two players will play their politics. And that is how also the ruling party will play politics against these individuals. Let me come to the update on the presidential election. In Kuseri, there is a video which is circulating on social media, which a man was caught in Kuseri, where they actually voted in the court of Kuseri, where it is alleged that he received 30 million. It is alleged that he received 30 million CFA, which is approximately $15,000. 30 million CFA, which is approximately $15,000, to actually influence the election for a particular party, I will not call the name of the party. Your guess is as good as mine. So he actually collected money in Kuseri to actually influence the vote for a particular party. Now this video you are seeing, this video I will publish a video after this live show so that some of you go and see the video. So today, what has happened is that the chairman of the Social Democratic Front, Joshua Nambagi Osi, thank you very much, Destiny. Your guess is as good as mine. The chairman, Joshua Nambagi Osi, has actually released a communique. Osi released a communique stating that the will of the people needs to be respected, that the people have spoken, and that the people have spoken with one voice, that across polling units that they have the data sheet, account polling unit, the people spoke and the people actually voted, and that the will of the people is begging Elekam and also begging the Constitutional Council that these bodies mandated to actually supervise and announce the result should actually, okay, $60,000. Okay, thank you very much. $60,000. That this body mandated to read and announce the official result should actually do the needful according to the Social Democratic Front. Now, some big members of the Social Democratic Front, such as one of the communication secretaries of Social Democratic Front in the name of Alex Ngepi, has openly come out in an interview on Canada that from what they have, from the result sheet they have, the tally sheet they have, Issa Chiroma Bakari, to them, I am saying this so that those who are watching this live, who may think that the one saying it should know, Alex Ngepi, to them, say that it is Minister Issa Chiroma that carried the day, according to Alex Ngepi. Now, according to another big wig of SDF, who also noted that, according to the data they have, it is Babana that carried the day. Now, one of the SDF members of parliament for the Mongo also said he had 508 results of the data sheet that were given to him. And in that 580 data sheet that it is in his possession, he said the Malam Aboki won. And when I talk about Aboki, you know that Aboki won. Now, we have had a lot of people coming out. We have Fabrice Lena, who was in their Eteke Kassin campaign team, campaign manager, also said that from what they have, he visited a good number of polling units, polling stations, not units, polling stations in Yaoundé. And from the trend, it shows that over 20 polling stations in Yaoundé, from where he visited, from the trend, 150 rather, is it 150 years? I'm sure he said between 20 to 150. That from what he had, it shows that Babana was winning. When I talk about Babana, you know what I mean. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So he said that Babana was leading, or Aboki was ahead. Now, we have had several outings, and so on the other side, government officials are angry and they have gone on an offensive, attacking the fact that Mr. Issa Chiroma had no temerity, no zeal to actually announce that he has won the election. But I really want to know who is Babana. Babana, my brother, you should know who Babana is now. Okay, you say over 100. Thank you very much. 100. Okay, some say 150, 100. Babana, destiny in the Babana. Can you address that? Arms, les temps sont durs. Donc, pour appeler le nom des gens maintenant comme ça. Ok. Dumberika Dika Kida. Dumberika Dika Tika. That is a person. That one. Now, you move to the next level of where we are. The CPDM has actually brought out a communique. From the communique of the CPDM, they are clear that the winners cannot be determined by what is ongoing. That the threat of the party that is not yet proceed. Thank you very much. That the threat of the voting exercise cannot actually be considered as the official result. And CPDM party has actually called on Cameroonians that they should dissociate from fake results. They should not hear from all those fake results that people are giving, that they should wait for the authentic result. They should wait for the authentic result. The authentic result from the Constitutional Council. So, we have had several international organizations that are concerned about this Cameroon's presidential election outing. Several media outlets, people are claiming that Chiroma said he won the election. I will beg you, please go back and listen to the video of Minister Issa Chiroma. The video of Minister Issa Chiroma, he did not say he won the election. He said the people have made their choice and their voices have been heard and they voted for change. And he's calling on the respective institutions to make sure that they respect the will of the people, the sovereign will of the people. That is what he said. Now, I don't know how that is interpreted like he said he has declared, because I'm looking at it from a legal perspective. Now, when people are saying that, oh, he has declared, he has won, he has declared, won, currently now, nobody knows where Issa Chiroma is. Nobody knows where Issa Chiroma is. And he said, in the days ahead, he will actually bring the result to the public. So, when no one eats cook pap again. So, when you hear people talking about the fact that Issa Chiruma has declared that he has won the election. That was why many are saying that the press conference of Minat actually should have been handled in a different way. That now that they are attacking Chiruma, that Chiruma have said he won the election because Minister Paul Atanganji said an impostor, a certain impostor, in the press release that Minister Atanganji released today, that a certain impostor claimed that he won. See, from today, just be used to press conference. Tomorrow press conferences. And Minister Atanganji has won that. Those who are claiming that Issa Chiruma won the election, good and fine. If you publish any result, just know that you'll be arrested. See, to be very fair, people misinterpreted Chiruma. To be very fair, Chiruma outing was technical. That's why when you have sense, you have sense. When you have sense, you have sense. That is when you have sense, you have sense. Because Chiruma said, he did not say that he had won the election. Chiruma said the will of the people. The will of the people have been heard. That the people have voted, and they voted for change. And that the relevant institutions should make sure that they respect the will of the people. But now, people are not coming to say that Chiruma has proclaimed himself as winner. Where did Chiruma proclaim himself as winner? I will urge all of you to go back and watch that video again. It's just that I'm using my two phones to go live on TikTok, live on Facebook. I would have played it. But we have had a lot of outing. People are panicking. Le moment viendra où ça va changer. Le moment viendra où ça va changer. Ça va changer. Le moment viendra où ça va changer. Le moment viendra où ça va changer. Le moment viendra où ça va changer. Your worst enemy, you go be your best friend. Every night and day, go be your best friend. You never can tell who go be your best friend. You never can tell when the world go end. Chiruma was technical. Thank you, Plumber Man, for my gift on TikTok. Those of you watching on Facebook, if you feel like to actually support me, fine, tell me. Send you my Momo number, whatever you have. We put the offerings there to promote the channel, to promote the hard work we are doing. It's not easy. At least it will help us get data and so on. So the issue here is that authentic result. SDF, several members of SDF have come out to say that they feel and they believe that Chiruma won. They feel and they believe. I said several members of SDF. I'm not saying me, Jarvis. Before some of you come and say this thing. So several members have said they think, based on what they have, the threat they have, they think Chiruma won. Now we await the position of some opposition leader. Because sometimes that's why I say that when people just go around making speeches, making press conferences, we should be careful. Because when Chiruma made his outing, Chiruma actually, he knows what he's doing. This is somebody who has been in the system. He has been into the system. And when I hear people coming today and saying that, Chiruma was in the system, what did he do? Chiruma was Minister of Employment. How many jobs did he create? Chiruma is failed. He has failed as a minister. He did not create any job. He did not do this. He did not do that. Okay, I agree. Chiruma did not create any job. Chiruma was Minister of Employment and Vocational Training. He did not change the system. I agree. You understand? I agree. But why did they not fire him? Why was he not sacked? If Chiruma was that incompetent as they are telling us now, why did he have to resign? He actually resigned. That nobody sacked him. Does it mean that these people were aware that Chiruma was incompetent and they decided to leave him at the detriment of Cameroonians, wanting Cameroonians to suffer? Because he's Minister of Employment and Vocational Training. You say he did not create any job. You say that Chiruma did not do this, do that. Yeah, you say he did not create any job. Yeah, he said he failed as a minister. Okay, yes, and let me go by that premise that Chiruma failed as a minister. Let me go by that premise. He's a failed minister, yes. But how come the head of the government did not sack him? How come the commander-in-chief of the armed force, #1 statesman, guarantor of our national security, the man who appointed him did not sack him? That he, Chiruma, had to resign. I don't know how we balance this nuance. That him, Chiruma, had to resign. He had to resign. Now you come and you are now coming to say that, oh, Chiruma was a failed minister, people should not trust him, he did this, he did that, he did that. My man, Cameroonians are not stupid. The idea here was, if Chiruma was someone who had been sacked by the government, it would have made sense to say he failed. If Chiruma was someone who was actually fired by the government, it would have made sense that he failed. If Chiruma had once been suspended by the government, it would have made sense that he failed. But how come the fact that he was a minister, he was not sacked, and you are saying that he failed as a minister? How did he fail? What barometer did you use to measure a fail? Because if I am a boss in an office and an employer is unable to deliver, if I love my company and if it is my money, if I love my company and it is my money, I see that you are not delivering, I'll sack you. But if I don't have the interest of my company at heart and I see that you are failing, I'll keep you. So there are two things here. Or if I know that you are not the one failing, it is me who have decided not to give you the full authority to succeed. It is me who have decided not to give you the full authority to succeed. Then I will not hold you responsible. But the fact here is that if you don't fire an employee who is unproductive, there are two things. One, you don't love that company. And so you are supposed to actually be sacked from that company. Because if you are a boss in a company and an employer is very, very unproductive and you don't sack that employer, then you have a problem. It means that you hate the company. And in the context of Cameroon, it means that you don't love Cameroon. Because you cannot keep a minister of employment and that same person you claim he has been failing. He was minister of transport. You remove him from transport, you send him to communication. He spent time in communication, you remove him from communication, you send him to employment and vocational training. From employment and vocational training, he was there until he himself resigned and came and now started accusing you of being a failure. And you want us to believe you, who did not fire him, who did not sack him, who did not suspend him for any wrongful doing, and we want us to believe you that he is a failure. He will resign and is accusing you of being a failure, and that's why he resigned. And you want us to believe you. See, that's why I say sometimes the politics that some of us want to play in this country, the politics that we play, we sometimes feel like Cameroonians are very soon, man, very soon. We sometimes feel like Cameroonians are children like Cameroonians, or we sometimes feel like we are talking to underage children, even underage. Even an underage child, thank you from Rogers for my gift. Even an underage child will tell you that. Even an underage child will tell you that, Daddy, Uncle did not give me this food. Uncle, I don't like Uncle. Drive Uncle. Uncle should not be in the house. Uncle is wicked. Even an underage child will tell you that. But you see, for the state that we have in Cameroon, when I hear CPDI members were coming to during the campaign, we say, oh, Chiruma has failed. What did he do as government minister? What did he do? What did your prime minister do when he was not productive? When Chiruma was not productive, the head of government, what did the head of government do against Chiruma was not productive? Because you are the head of government, sack Chiruma. And there are some ministers who are currently in the government who are still not productive. The day they shall leave the government, resign, to want to follow the same procedure, you come and say that they were incompetent. Master, I will not be picking them all. If you want to campaign, tell us that this is what I have done, this is what I have done, this is what I did, this is why you should vote for me. Don't come and tell us that, oh, Chiruma, and that was why it did not sell. That was why that line could not sell. Sometimes these people don't live in their reality. Their reality is obvious. Sometimes they don't live in their reality. That even if from one child will tell you that, Mama, you did lie. Mama, you not sack him. In fact, they will believe him more than you because he resigned and he's coming to tell you that you are the failure. And that is why he's coming to fix their system. And that explains why people followed him. Sometimes when I hear sometimes how some of these people talk, I see like, do these people feel like they are talking to A stand for apple, B stand for bobolo, C stand for C stand for country, N stand for dollar, B stand for bobolo, A stand for apple, O C stand for conchaff. Like they are talking to those kind of people who are still struggling to develop vocals. Hi. Bad there, really bad. See, the same way, you see the way Jeune Afrique say Cameroon has one of the dumbest opposition parties. Opposition are even better. Because if I have to quantify the other party, the other ruling, if I have to quantify them, that one that Jeune Afrique even uses is better. Because you cannot imagine that you go to sell your project, you come and tell us, Bello Buba has failed, Chiruma has failed, this has failed, oh, they did this, they did that, they did that, they did that. I will quote from a speech made by Churchill. Thank you, Papa. A speech made by Churchill. Very soon I'll end the Facebook Live. A speech made by Churchill says, from still in the Balkan to the Antarctica, the Iron Curtain descend round the continent. For those who have ears, from still in the Balkan to the Antarctic, the Iron Curtain descend. Thank you very much, Papa, Hope, for my gift. The Iron Curtain descend around the continent. And somebody once told me that whenever a train leaves a station, it doesn't reverse. It goes and takes the other route. Thank you for my gifts, Papa Hope. Thank you. God bless you. God bless you. Thank you for my gift for TikTok. God bless you. Thank you very much. Those of you watching on Facebook, if you want to give me two, you can only give me two momo. You can only give me two momo. See, sometimes when I look at our country, I look at the kind of politicians we have, and I hear their political speeches that they talk, you will be tempted to ask yourself, how did this man find himself in politics? Somebody will come and, somebody will come to go to a campaign ground will tell you that it is here I had my first girlfriend. Okay, how has that improved the life of the people of that locality? How has that improved the life of the people of that locality? What is the relationship between you having your first girlfriend and the change in that locality? Some other person will come and tell you, somebody cannot be sucking, you cannot suck your mother's breast for over 20 years, and today you come and say that the breast is bitter. How is that relevant? And they were claiming that Chiruma cannot claim that the government is bad, the same government where he has served for 25 years. Of course, he's saying it's bad because he resigned. He's not saying it's bad because you fire him. He has the moral ground more than you, because you cannot claim that he sucked a mother's breast for 25 years and he's coming to say the breast is bitter. How is that correlated to politics? See, the kind of politician. The kind of politicians that we have in Cameroon. Nakwanateme moto maimbe Wake wawonja moto maimbe Nakwanateme moto maimbe. As God continues to bless you, you will have so many enemies, but never give up. Moto maimbe, moto maimbe. Wake wawonja moto maimbe. Nakwana teme moto maimbe. You must succeed for this life, moto maimbe. That somebody will go to a campaign ground. Instead to talk about his policy or policies they will give, that person is telling you that it is here that I had my first girlfriend. Now, you did not get married to that girl. It means that you broke that girl's heart. You broke the heart. So if you was not a wife, it means you deceived her. So he was there, he was in that place where you first deceive a woman and you have come there to campaign and you expect to win in that area. Sometimes Ay, Ongozume akrewe. That's it. Let's have this in context here. If you say my first girlfriend, right, it's different from my first wife. Because if you say it was here that I have my first wife, now it means that you actually took time. You actually did not betray them. You did not betray them. You got married to your daughter. But when you go there, you say, it was here I had my first girlfriend. It means that we understand that it was there that you learn how to break girls' heart. Because if it's your girlfriend, you end up not getting married, you break the heart of that girl. It means you break the heart of their daughter in that land. And you have come back now to campaign in a land that you break the daughter's heart. So if you break the daughter's heart, and you expect me to trust you in political issues, now you explain why the whole of that place was Churu, and because the campaign strategy was poor. From the beginning, I've been saying that the civilian campaign strategy that was employed did not sync well. That I could have done a better campaign strategy for CPDA. And I actually gave them a proposal that at the moment, Cameroonians are fed up and Cameroonians are struggling. You have to take the nation to an excitement mode before they launch a campaign. And how do you take the nation to an excitement mode before you launch a campaign? Number one of the strategy, you make sure that you free prisoners who have been caught in connection to the Anglophone crisis. Every prisoner in connection to the Anglophone crisis, you will lose nothing. You free them, and you make sure that when you free those prisoners in connection with the Anglophone crisis and political prisoners, you have set the nation into jubilation. That even their villages will jubilate. The next issue is you announce that there will be another round of dialogue that you will actually personally preside. That's why you release these people. The next round to set the nation into a frenzy is that after you do that, you move around the 10 regions of the country. As the president, as an incumbent. The next aspect there that have to throw this nation into a frenzy is that you have to ensure that some of the projects that were actually carried out, you actually elaborated them. You see, there are a lot. I gave proposals that if CPDM was to do a rally, this is what will be the game changer. And you have to now say, okay, we shall look at the form of the state. You shall say that, okay, you have to also come and see. Then you fire another proposal, which I said was that Issa Chiruma has resigned, Bello Buba has resigned, appoint young ministers immediately in those positions of ministerialship. That is, Issa Chiruma's position, Minister of Tourism and Leisure, appoint a younger person of age 33, 35. Employment and vocational training, appoint another young person of age 33 and 35. When you do this, you will set the nation into frenzy because you will not tell people that you see, I've actually appointed younger people. You see, these are ways you change the nation into frenzy. You put the nation before you go for campaigns, so that you will use those as leverage for campaign. Just that will give the media talking. When every people arrested in connection to the armed conflict have been released. I gave that a strategy. But you see, because you people did not, you feel like the Cameroon of today is the Cameroon of yesterday, and because some few, and I know why it's happening like this, because some few people are going to deceive those in power that we have what it takes to win an election. Now, okay, let's go to the chiefs. Most of those chiefs who went in as far as met the presidency of the republic said that, okay, met the secretary general, said that we will guarantee 100% to the president. I hope that these chiefs won their villages. We saw how one of the chiefs, Antiko, in a video was
was allegedly trying to corrupt an election official from a video, begging, helplessly begging that please, oh, please, let me win this constituency. Please, let me win. My people have betrayed me. Did you talk with your people before you went to Yaoundé to promise President Pobia 100%? Did you talk with him? Oh, man. This nation sweet, oh. This nation sweet. Did you talk with your people before you went and promised 100%? I hope that all of those of you, all of those chiefs who went and said, we promise 100%. I hope that you deliver your polling unit. Let me not even go to your village. I hope that you deliver your polling unit for the party. If not, if they are giving you money for campaign, you just come and pay back. It means you betrayed President Pobia. And I said that most of them will betray President Pobia. I said it. I had given a clear... The worst is the person that actually did President Pobia online campaign in terms of the pictures that they have been posting. The picture that they have been posting, when I saw the first campaign message when it was launched, I said this person needs to be fired because I cannot actually have that kind of campaign person writing, I will do this, I will make sure that democracy is this, I will make sure that the democracy is this, I will do this, I will do this. That I will do this, I will do that. You cannot campaign. I cannot be a campaign manager. I use that kind of I will. Of a president that has been in power for 42 years, you are still coming to say I will. Of a campaign message, you are still coming to use I will. It's because except you just believe that you had other ways you can win the election. Because if you are coming to win popular opinion, I will not say I will. The Long Banga Dam, which is functioning, it has been able to create so and so number. If I secure your vote, this Long Banga Dam will further be expanded to have this capacity. That is why I need your vote. They mentioned 4, which has been abandoned. To some extent, after observation, I've realized that this is what the nation needs. So I believe if I have your vote, this will bring this number of projects. That is how you do your campaign. You don't come and say, I will. You will what? For 42 years you will, and you are running a campaign for the president. And the sad reality is that people don't see anything wrong. I had criticized every campaign of most political parties, including that CPA, and I gave them the solution. I said, you cannot come and say, I will what? You cannot come and say, I will ensure that journalists are protected, have freedom, whereas in that same line, you have some journalists who have been dash. What you should have done, as the level of journalists is concerned, is that you should have said, I understand the complexity of functioning within the core of journalism in Cameroon. This, under my regime, journalists benefited from this project. If I'm voted, I seek to expand this project to, or if I voted, this there will be a creation of this, that. That's how you design it. I said I could do a better campaign for it. I cannot campaign for a candidate and a candidate don't have a good social image. Never. But you see our own, they are operating it like it's a Njange, like it's a country meeting. Like as countryman don't talk, you don't talk. Now we are in day 2 counting. Counting is ongoing, and we expect that my brother Austin says, thank God they were not smart to take your advice. It is the confidence that they had, and they are still having. Because even if you have other means, you should win public opinion. You should see, if I am a president advisor now, you see this scoring tension, I will send this nation into a happy celebration mode. I will send the nation into celebration mode. And I have strategy. But you know, these people will never take their advice. They rely on their own people who go and lie to them. They lie to them that the newspapers are working. Let's invest in newspapers. Get some of the local influencers. Let's invest in this. Another people that I want to ask them, the men of God. Men of God, pastors, and bishops went to the Unity Palace to say that they came to discuss peace before, peace after, peace during, and peace after election. I asked the question that time that yes, you have discussed with the government. The government is the one organizing the election. Why don't you, if your intentions are genuine, that you want peace before, peace after, peace during, and peace after election, why don't you also go and discuss? Why don't you also go and discuss with the opposition? Whole meeting also with the opposition and discuss peace before, peace during, and peace after, and also pray for them. Because you don't just go and say you meet only the government and say you have met with the government to discuss peace before, peace during, and peace after election, and you don't meet the opposition who are going in for this election. Because those are actors, they are political actors. You don't also meet the civil society organizers who are going in for this election. And you can always, you come out now to tell us that let's just pray. Yes, we are praying. Yes, we are praying. But what step did you take? Your step, you only visited the government. But why didn't you visit the other people? Why didn't you visit the opposition parties? I was expecting that even the bishops would take their time and visit the opposition parties. Even the men of God, the imams and the rest. But you know, as it is what it is, it is what it is, they decided not to. Some people may say, I'm so critical. I see it. One thing I say is that the truth is God. You can only take the teller and not the truth. I spend my time, and that's why those of you, I'm coming to TikTok exclusively now. That's why those of you on TikTok, you bear with me that I've been clear from the beginning that we cannot build this nation with violence. We cannot build this nation with violence. And I've also been clear that let us turn down our rhetoric. Let us turn it down. Let us not inflame issues. Let us allow the process to go to the end. Allow the process to go to the end. Because violence has never solved anything. Violence has never solved anything. Nothing. Violence has never solved anything. So you must always distance yourself from violence. You must distance yourself. Let me give you an example. No nation has succeeded using violence. You see, the situation in Nigeria. Nigeria is experiencing high level of kidnappings, armed robbery, banditry now because of the 1967 civil war that occurred between Ojukwu and Gowon, the Biafra crisis. It was the Biafra crisis which erupted in Nigeria. And when it erupted, guns went out. People died. And most of these guns never came back. The people had that culture, and that's why you see it's so difficult to control. And that's why I would tell people that never wish for that to happen in your country. Let's take the Northwest and Southwest region. Let me assure you, whoever becomes president of Cameroon and solve the Anglophone crisis, the person can never totally solve the issue of insecurity 100%. The person can only reduce the level of violence from probably from 100 to 80. There will still be around 20. Because when guns go out, it doesn't come back easily. And that's why you should not pray for your nation. If you love your nation, you should not pray to reach that level. You should not pray to reach that level. Because when it go out, it will not come back. Never you wish that. If you love your nation, never you wish for that. Let me give you another example. Sudan. Sudanese went to the streets. That, oh, Amaya Bashir must go. Amaya Bashir must go. Bashir must go. Yes, Bashir went. As Bashir went, there was the military took over. As the military took over, now the military, they are fighting among themselves. This one want to control, this one want to control. More than 13,000 people have now died in Sudan. After they chased away Bashir, the military took over, 13,000 people have died. That is Sudan. So never you wish for violence in your country. Let me give you another example. Syria. Syria went to the street. Oh, Assad must go. Assad must go. Assad must go. They fought Assad. Before they know it, bam, terrorism had entered. Syria descended into chaos. Till now, Syria is in chaos. But she's not there. Syria is in chaos. Libya, oh, Gaddafi must go. Gaddafi is a problem. Oh, Gaddafi is a problem. Oh, Gaddafi must go. Oh, Gaddafi went. How is Libya? Libya is a safe haven for terrorism. Safe haven for terrorism. So you never wish that for your country. You never you wish that for your country. Never. Because when it happens, that nation will become permanently unstable. You see the insecurity in Douala now? It's better. But if you push it to that level that some of you are saying, oh, we'll do this, my brother, you will not be able to stay in Douala even if the situation is resolved. Because when some people hold that thing they call meringue, it's difficult to come back. And that's why you must always try to shun away violence and turn down violence rhetoric. Turn it down. That doesn't pay. That will not pay. I know some of you will hate me for this. Okay, you hate me, fine. But you know, I will always speak the truth. The truth is God. For my people on Facebook, I will leave you with this. My people on Facebook. My people on Facebook should know that violence has no place in the nation and has no place in resolving issues. The only way to resolve issues must be diplomatically, and we must try to see how we use peaceful means to resolve this. So as I leave you people on Facebook, I want to sing a Cameroon's anthem so that I can focus on my people on TikTok, because I will not talk now on TikTok. They will be the one to do the talking. As I leave you with this on Facebook, let me leave you with O Cameroon, thou cradle of afar, thus on the hills and valley once thy till rose, thy tears and blood and thy sweat did war, thus on the hills and valleys once their till rose. Dear fatherland, thy worth no tongue can tell. How can we ever pay thy due? Thy welfare we will win in joy and love and peace. We'll be to thy name ever true. Land of promise, land of glory, we thou of life and joy are only store. Thine the unknown, thine devotion and dependent men forevermore. Chère patrie, tes chéris, et tu es notre seul et vrai bonheur, notre joie et notre vie, et à ton amour et le grand donneur.